All righty. We'll call the meeting to order this evening. Today's Thursday, April 7th, 2022. This is a meeting of the Putnam County Board of Zoning Appeals. And we'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic, which stands one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice. Mr. Hodge, will you please call the roll?
All right, Mr. Harding, Mr. Hodge here, Mr. Parker, Mr. Stonestreet,
Here.
Mr. Tully, and Mr. Stewart's.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Hodge. Next item on the agenda is an action on the minutes from the March 28th, 22 meeting. Have the members had a chance to review the minutes?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
I'll second that.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Motion carries unanimously. The next item we have on the agenda is a special permit request from Five Star Car Wash, Scott Hutchison Enterprises, Inc. Before we proceed to consider the application, does any member of the board have a conflict?
No.
No.
Hearing none, does not appear there are any conflicts, so we'll hear presentation from staff.
Scott Hutchinson Enterprises, Incorporated, submitted a special permit request to construct Five Star Car Wash, an automobile car washing or detailing use on property located at 3968 Tays Valley Road in Hurricane, West Virginia, tax map 223G, parcels 83, 84, and 85. These parcels are zoned C1 suburban commercial, and this request is a revision from last year's proposal. Complete documents of Putnam County's adopted comprehensive plan, US 35 Corridor Management Plan, and Tays Valley Land Use Plan are placed at the President's seat for reference purposes. Articles 150, 600, 1100, 1150, 1200, 1250, 1300, 1500, and 2100 are the main provisions by which tonight's request will be considered. The zoning ordinance definition for use special exception is a use that meets the intents and purposes of the zoning district in which the use is situated, but which requires the review and approval of the Board of Zoning Appeals in order to ensure that any possible adverse impacts on adjacent uses, structures, or public services and facilities will be mitigated. The Board of Zoning Appeals may, in accordance with the procedures and standards set out in the special permit article and other regulations applicable to the district in which the subject property is located, approve special permit uses. Each special permit use shall be evaluated on an individual basis by the Board of Zoning Appeals in relation to its compliance with the standards and conditions set forth in Article 1100 and with the standards for the district in which it is located in order to determine whether approval of the conditional use is appropriate at the particular location and in the particular manner proposed. On to the facts. In January 2021, the Putnam County Commission approved the text amendment to the zoning ordinance adding automobile washing or detailing as special permit use in the C1 district. In May 2021, you approved a special permit request to construct Five Star Car Wash on tax map 223G, parcels 84 and 85. A copy of the order is included as attachment A. On May 11, 2021, planning staff issued permit number 11536. Attachment B includes the approved permit and the approved site plan. Also on May 11, 2021, Planning staff issued permit number 11537, and that was for signage for the site. Attachment C includes the approved permit and the sign plan. In January 2022, Star Car Wash purchased parcel 83, which is adjacent to the Hurricane site, with the intent of revising the approved plans and expanding the site westward. On February 24, Scott Hutchinson Enterprises submitted a Putnam County Development Zoning Permit application for special permit for new construction to develop five-star car wash on parcels 83, 84, and 85. The 2022 application and disclosure statement are included as Attachment D. On March 11, a plat merging the subject parcels together as one was approved by planning staff and placed on record in the county clerk's office. A copy of this plat is included as Attachment E in your packet. The newly proposed project boundary is bolded. The previously approved project boundary is highlighted pink, and the newly acquired property is shown in blue. Aerial photography combined with a zoning map is included as Attachment F. The subject property is outlined and is adjacent to different zoning districts and uses. The dwelling shown on parcel 83 will be demolished. The following directly surrounds the proposed development. Parcels 187, 190, 195, 196, and 198 are existing single-family dwellings which are zoned R1. Parcel 87.14 is Papa John's Pizza, which is zoned C1. Parcel 82 is a dentist office. It is zoned C1. And parcel 7 across the street is Mountain View Elementary School. It is zoned C2. A new site plan for construction is included as Attachment G. Significant revisions from the 2021 proposal include DOH access at Route 34 and stormwater drainage and the detention design. The additional purchased land allows the developer to stretch the project by reorienting vacuum stations and site egress. The proposed car wash structure is to be located as originally proposed and be 105 feet in length and 31 feet in width, totaling 3,255 square feet. The structure is one story. 17 vacuum stations are proposed, although the locations are reconfigured to be more spacious and westward. The interior driving path remains one way and proper pavement markings will be provided. Setback requirements have been met. Post-construction, 47% of the 1.5 acre site will be covered in impervious surface. This is under the maximum coverage allotment of 80%. The proposed parking plan, pavement, curbing, traffic flow, and raised islands are compliant with Article 1200. The zoning ordinance does not directly state parking requirements for an automobile washing or detailing use. A similar use, automobile service station, requires 2 spaces per service bay. Another use, automobile repair, requires 4 spaces for each service bay or work area. The car wash proposes to have 6 general parking spaces, including 1 handicap space. On April 13 of last year, correspondence was submitted by the previous design engineer, and it quotes, "The facility is a drive-through tunnel-type car wash operated by 2 employees. No parking is required for customers who are directed on a one-way drive-through, either to the vacuum service or back to 34. The designated 6 spaces included will provide parking for the 2 employees, an occasional supervisor visit to the site, parking for an occasional employee with shift change, or a service technician if needed. The site's dumpster structure, which will be located near the center of the site, is to be individually screened by an opaque enclosure. property lines shared with existing residential dwellings to the north will have a screening and buffer area compliant with Article 1300.05. Screening will be an evergreen variety and situated to provide an effective, opaque, and permanent visual screen upon installation. Proposed landscaping throughout the project site is compliant with Article 1300. No exterior site lighting is proposed, as operational hours will be limited to daylight. General hours of operation are proposed to be 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. Stormwater retention is required for the development. The original plan set utilized an underground retention cell under pavement. Due to purchase of additional land, a detention pond is now proposed between the site's entry and exit points. The maximum depth of the pond is 2.69 feet during a 50-year storm event. Stormwater from this pond will connect with the Division of Highways' existing inlet and piping system within the 34 right-of-way. Public water and sewer will be provided by Putnam PSD. Due to the addition of the western access onto 34, the applicant will need to lower the existing main line along the road. Randolph Engineering revised the original utility plans to address this concern, and this morning, Putnam PSD did release approval of those plans. An approved NPDES general permit in regard to sediment and erosion control for stormwater through DEP has not been submitted. On behalf of the applicant, Randolph Engineering sent an electronic submission to apply for this permit and is working together with DEP for approval. Mr. Scott Hutchinson has signed a conditional approval agreement offered by the Planning Commission, and this agreement is in your packet as Attachment H. An approved DOH encroachment permit within the DOH right-of-way has also not been submitted. The original plan set proposed one access point at Route 34 for ingress and egress. The new plan set proposes one entrance access and a separate exit access onto 34. The new exit is located to the west, and it extends the driver's sight distance approximately 200 feet. On behalf of the applicant, again, Randolph Engineering made an application and is actively working for DOH approval. Again, Mr. Scott Hutchinson has signed the conditional approval agreement offered by the Planning Commission. It is in Attachment H. This commercial development has been reviewed by Putnam County's contract engineer. Mr. McCoy recommends approval of the project pending the DOH permit and DEP permit are adequately addressed via issuance or signature of the conditional permit agreement. They're both again mentioned in Facts 21 and 22. Mr. McCoy's correspondence is in Attachment I. Current photographs of the site are included as Attachment J. The site is not within the 100-year floodplain. On behalf of the applicant, Jacob White of Randolph Engineering submitted a written response to Article 1100.05 in the zoning ordinance. That's in Attachment K. Article 1100.01 references the county's comprehensive plan. Attachment L in your packet is Chapter 5 of that plan. No variances have been requested. To date, I have received 0 comments, and the special permit request was advertised in the Hurricane Breeze on March 10th, 2022. On March 9, a notice of public hearing was mailed to abutting landowners within 250 feet, and a notice of public hearing was placed on site on April 1. As normal, the last sheet in your packet is the worksheet, which you can use to help make your decision, and staff is available for questions.
Any member of the board have questions for staff? I have one quick one. So this was approved before, as a special permit, and it's before us tonight because they've added a piece of property to it. Is that
Yes.
essentially why we're here?
Yes.
No questions?
I don't have any questions.
All right. Well, then we'll proceed with the comments portion of the meeting. hear from the applicant and members of the public. I'll remind those who wish to speak that all comments should be directed to the board. Please request to be recognized by me prior to making your comments, and you'll be asked to come up, stand, and be sworn in before you offer your testimony. Each speaker from the public will be allowed to speak once, and comment time may be limited. And the public hearing this is held to receive comments and is not a forum for debate. Does the applicant have a representative here tonight who wishes to present comments to the board? Please come up, sir. If you'll raise your right hand, she'll swear you in.
You solemnly swear affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth and nothing but the truth?
Yes.
What's your name, please?
Jacob White.
Jacob White? Thank you.
I'm with Randolph Engineering. We worked on the design plan. I'm representing Mr. Hutchison. Basically, in purchasing that property, he just wanted me to reiterate that the additional exit point, it's directly across from the elementary school, which is what the DOH likes, to line those up. But moving that the 200 feet or so west really is going to make for a much safer situation. Plus the maintenance of underground detention as opposed to an above-ground detention, it's going to be a whole lot easier to maintain and the integrity of that system.
So is there an existing house on that lot now?
There is a current house on that lot with an access, with the DOH access driveway.
All right, so that's the one that's going to be demolished?
Correct.
Right. And that's like a brown, dark-sided?
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it's still standing today?
It's currently standing. It's, I'm guessing 30 or 40 years old, something like that.
All right. Okay. Any members of the board have a question for, oh, I'm sorry.
Jacob White.
Mr. White.
I don't have anything.
Thank you.
All right. Any other member of the public wish to make any comments on the application? All right. Hearing none, then we will go ahead and close the public hearing. And the chair will entertain a motion to adopt the factual record.
I move that we adopt as our factual record our packet, testimony from staff, and also testimony from our speaker.
I'll second that motion.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. All right, we've adopted the record. And now we will consider the application. So any discussion among the members present about their thoughts on the permit? Any concerns? You want to go right into the factors? I guess I'll ask first, does anybody have any concern that any of the relevant criteria are not satisfied to approve the application?
I don't.
Okay, all right. Well, then let's just walk through these real quick. First criteria, the use will not discourage the development or impair the value of the surrounding and adjacent land and use districts. It appears to the chair that, this is in a commercial district, it's near another car wash, and we previously approved the same structure. It's just being expanded a little bit, so it doesn't seem to me it's going to impair anything.
Yeah, I agree.
Matter of fact, I could agree to all these because we've already done it really, and we're just adding
Right.
this property for it.
Right. So let's try it this way.
Okay.
Any of the other findings that we made to support the original special permit, do you find all of those to hold true here for the addition of the parcel for the expansion?
Yeah, I would say all the previous findings that we've had would apply here.
I agree.
And we've received no public comments for or against.
No public comments. I also like to remind you that they did reply with new answers, so you can consider those in addition to the ones you accepted last year.
And where is that in the packet?
K.
Be nice. Okay, so with respect to attachment K, do the members agree that the applicant has sufficiently satisfied each of the criteria for the reasons stated in Exhibit K?
I don't see a problem.
Yeah, I have no objection to the applicant's submission.
All right, so then I would entertain a motion to find that the applicant has satisfied all of the special permit requirements for the reasons stated in Exhibit K, and also those previously found by the board in granting the original special permit.
So moved?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Then the chair will entertain a motion to approve the application as submitted.
I'll make a motion to approve, based on the conditions that were recommended, that pending the DEP and DOH permits, that they're adequately addressed. And I understand the applicant also submitted a compliance letter that they'll, or a conditional permit agreement.
Yes.
Okay. So the motion would be that we approve it pending the permits from DEP and DOH. Yeah, just that.
I'll second that.
All right, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, motion carries. Then the permit is approved per the motion made by Mr. Hodge. And I don't know, we may need to modify the order. I'll let you decide that.
What Jared had done is when there's conditions, he just writes them in on the side.
All right.
If that's how you choose to do it. If not, we'll be glad to modify the order and ship it off to you for you to return to us at your convenience.
Well, I have a proposed order here, if the other members can look at it, and if you authorize me to sign it with the understanding that the conditions noted by Mr. Hodge will be added to the order, annotated to the order.
Looks good to me.
All right, then last motion, I'll entertain to authorize me to sign the proposed order as indicated.
Motion for the president to sign the order as indicated.
I'll second it.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? No? All right, motion carries, and I will execute the order.
Had to be a doctor in your other life.
All right, Mr. Hutchison, we've approved your permit. We have a few more agenda items. You're welcome to stay if you'd like. If you'd like to go, you're also welcome to go.
Thank you all very much.
Thank you. All right, so we'll move on to citizen concerns. Do we have any other citizens here that have concerns? None appear. Report from staff. Anything to report?
We will have, our BZA meeting will be Thursday, May the 12th, for a special permit for a substandard lot for mobile home placement. That is a week later than our typical meeting date, as the courtroom will be used for early voting.
Okay. Anything else on the agenda yet for that? Just that?
So far, that's all.
All right. Anything else? Do we have any unfinished business to discuss? No? Any new business? No? Motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned.
That was quick.
Yes, it was.
It's close, but